Welcome to my podcast. This is Clementine Moss, and I'll be reading pieces from my blog, Bliss and Drumming, where I write about the intersection of contemplative practice and a music career. Thanks for joining me. Hello. So I'm continuing my journey of re-releasing old songs and talking about how they came to be. And this song that I'm going to be speaking about today is called ShangriLa Blues. This re-release song from the old catalog is from the Stars Turn Me On album Gold Rush from 2012. The audio shared in the video that you can see on the blog appears on the compilation album, The Collection from 2014. I redid that song for that collection album. Stars Turn Me On is the project with Justin Cockett. This song arose from his badass riff. That's Justin's forte, coming up with killer riffs. I love how this one just immediately announces itself and is relentless. I love the bass line created by Robert Preston, who records everything I do. I love the way the vocal fits into the riff. This song was written about a kind of amalgamation of people in my life at the time, who were in painful cycles of addiction or behavior that seemed to perpetuate their suffering. And as in most of the songs I write about other people, I'm usually speaking to parts of myself I'm trying to free. In my shamanic practice, it's understood that we are born here to figure out our cycles and traps that our lives seem to repeat over and over. Sometimes we see these cycles as originating before we were born, the lessons of other incarnations that we haven't mastered yet. These patterns are energetic and can show up in situations that keep appearing or mind loops that seem to keep us trapped in misery with no clear way out. I used to call my own cycles the clemulum. I saw myself knocking back and forth like a pendulum in a big clock, rapping my head on the sides again and again as I swing back and forth. Now I'm up, now I'm down. Now I'm productive, now depressed, now healthy, now indulgent, now clear, now muddled. Over and over, up and down, side to side, back and forth. I have said the extremes are where I'm most comfortable. It's the middle balanced place I seem to forever run away from. All of my frustrating patterns were fought in this cycle. The funny thing is, this kind of instability became incredibly comfortable for me. It's just who I am, I'd say, and rush toward the agony lying at the edges. I've come to see this as such a pervasive human tendency to cling to our suffering because it's familiar. These energetic patterns of unhappiness or imbalance start to be comfortable. It's just who I am. Familiar, comfortable, miserable. I had an experience several years back on a psychedelic substance that was a 6-hour agony in which I experienced real darkness and terror. There was a moment during the experience where I seemed to lift my head up into a different realm. It was like going from complete terror to absolute stillness. No sound at all. No mind turmoil. I saw an infinite sunset across a vast plain. It was like all the air got sucked out with the quieting of the deafening noise of the journey. Such silence is like a bomb going off, very disorienting, and as if all feeling was gone. The experience was so extremely still that I had the idea I must be dying or I must be dead. And I felt myself doing everything I could to scramble back from this peaceful place into the extreme suffering. What a metaphor for the desire for the familiar over the possibility of peace. To make the changes necessary to break these cycles requires us to be vulnerable and brave, to own up to the ways we identify with our suffering and the ways we inflict pain on ourselves because we think we're unworthy of peace. When I wrote ShangriLa Blues, I was in the middle of frustration with friends who kept going back to their suffering, who seemed to be stubbornly clinging to behavior that was keeping them miserable. It's so hard to see other people in their patterns, and it seems so obvious how they can fix things when looking in from the outside. I guess we get so frustrated with them because we're frustrated with our own battles. Ours seem intractable, and everyone else's issues seem so simple, right? The movies Lost Horizon from 1937 and 1973, both versions, just slayed me as a child. Plane crash survivors are led to a cave in a Himalayan mountain and come upon a beautiful valley in which no one ever ages and people live idyllically. The hubris of the main character who needs to get back to his life, who is unhappy in the blissful valley, causes destruction for the one he most loves. He heads into the cave to exit, and you think, you dummy, it's Eden there. What else do you need? But nope, back he goes. Back he goes to the warring society he left. Back to the familiar. Back to the suffering. Locked out of the valley he goes. Just like humanity as a whole seems so bent on doing over and over. I get so frustrated looking into the world and thinking how simple the solutions to problems seem to be. How about if we treat everyone as if they matter? How about if we allow the abundance present to be here for everyone? How about we just spend our time on care and love? Then I remember we're all the same, I guess, caught in these irritating cycles of misery that we create, that we identify with. It's just the way people are, people say to me endlessly. I call baloney on that. There is freedom here. There is peace to be lived. The entrance to the valley is right here. We just need to realize we're worthy enough to step in. Thank you so much for listening to these, and the song is coming up.
Aren't you sick of the got locked down on the valley. You got locked down in the snow.